Hello everyone and welcome back to module 1 of Bootstrap. So in this session we will learning about Bootstrap buttons. So let's begin. First we will see Bootstrap button styles. Then we'll see button outline, how we can assign an outline with the help of Bootstrap classes. Bootstrap sign. Then active disable button with the help of again the Bootstrap classes, spinner buttons, button groups and some example of it. So let's begin. So first topic which we are going to cover is button style. Bootstrap 5 provides different styles of button, that is primary, secondary, success, info, warning, danger, dark, right and link. So same which we have studied for background colors and particularly list, that is tags, text tags we have seen. For text we have seen primary color, secondary, success, danger and warning. So all the colors which we have seen for a particularly background color and text color, same we can use for the buttons as well. So button can be displayed with this particularly classes as well. Then the button outline, you can design a button outline with different keywords like again the primary keyword, or if you want to assign some kind of outline with your particularly choice color, so you can assign the Bootstrap button outline. Bootstrap 5 also provide 8 outline borders. So Bootstrap inbuilt has 8 outline color which you can use to enhance your button look. Move the mouse over them to see an additional hover effect. If a particular button is given a outline class, then if you move the button, that is if you move the mouse over the button, then you will see some additional hover effect on that. Next is button size. Then you can save your button into large format, default format and small format. So simply you have to use the button large class for large button and button small class for smaller buttons. And the default particular button is simply displayed when we use the button class. Then next is active and disable button. A button can be set to an active which appears pressed or a disable unclickable state. Means as you can see and observe in this image, this is a normal button which we can see it is an active. But when we go on to this disable button, you can see with the color or you can identify that this particular button is not working or it is not clickable. When you see on the output window, when we will do a practical example, you will see that when we go on to the button, it will show a hand finger or selection finger. But when we go on to the disable button, then it won't show any changes to your particular button. Now, this same works for normal button as well as the special button. If you have provided any hover effect, if you have provided any special effect to that button. The class active makes a button appears pressed and the disable attribute makes a button unclickable. Means with the help of the keyword active, we can tell the user that this button is particularly active, as well as when we use the keyword disable, then we can indicate the user the particular button is disabled. Next is spinner button. Now, when a particular form, if you're filling a form or if you're taking some particular actions on your web page, then when you click on the button, if you do not give any loading sign or spinner sign, then the particular user will feel that a particular site is hanged. So for that, we have to provide a user some kind of reflection that the process is on board or the processing going on. So simply we can use spinners to the button and we can tell the users that your process or the button has been already clicked and your process is ongoing. Next topic which is we are going to cover is button groups. Now, button, that is Bootstrap 5, allows you to group a series of buttons together on a single line. Simply without a gap between all three particular buttons, you can design a button group. See, as you can see here, there is no gap in between. See, so this particularly button groups are mostly used when we are designing menus or when we are designing some kind of particularly form in which we want to give multiple buttons. So for that, we can simply use button group to display all our button on a single line. So let's see these practical examples. So here simply we have taken a blank file. I have saved that file with .html extension. After that, we will write simple HTML structure. We will copy the CDN link from the file and we will paste into the head section. We will give title as Bootstrap buttons. And then let's move towards the body section. So inside the body section, we will take a div giving class as container. Okay. Now inside this div, we will provide a heading tag, that is button style. And then we will start specifying the button. So simply button is specified with the help of button tag. So simply we will write button. Type of the button will be button only. So we will just mention button. Now let's give class to the button. So class. So first we will give a simple bootstrap class, that is btn. So simply if you specify btn, then it will showcase you the basic button. So save and let's see the output. Okay, wait. See, as soon as you will click to this particular button, you will see that it is a button because it is a white background. Simply will change the background color. Let's see. PG dark. Save. Okay. There is no effect. All the contents also going. Right. We will just reload this particular part. Okay. So here our particular text is also black, and this particular text also turns to the black when we give div as a background color. So see, as you can see here, as soon as we'll click to this button, you will see the effect. So this is the basic particular button provided by the Bootstrap class. Now, if you want to change the button color, then simply we will just copy paste this button one more time. And we will change class to, now this is simply button. We want some other color, so again we have to write a button. And if I want to assign a primary color, so simply I'll write the keyword primary, reload, and then you will see we have gotten a button primary. That is, the color has been applied as a primary color. So we have seen this contextual colors, which includes primary, secondary, success, info, warning, danger, dark, light, and blue, which we have already studied when we were studying the text. So for you, we will just again demonstrate. So you can see here, first we have seen primary. Then if you want to change it to, see here we will write primary. Then we will take secondary. And here also, simply first we have to write button. Then inside button, what button color we want. So again we have to write button dash secondary. Save, reload. So as you can see, primary, secondary has been displayed. Again we will copy paste. And we will change here to success. And here simply we will change again to success. So as you can see here, we have got success. And likewise, you can demonstrate info, warning, dark, light, and all the contextual colors which are present into the Bootstrap classes. Next, let's move towards the next topic. So I'll just take one more div. Again, we'll provide container, classes container. Okay. Inside which we will give heading as button outline. Okay. Then again, we will take a button tag giving type as button. And then we will provide class as, now again for each and every button class which we are using inside the Bootstrap, first particularly Bootstrap class will be button. And then if you want to add outline, if you want to change color, then again we have to write with the help of button class. So here again we have to change the outline. So I'm simply writing button outline. Okay, which color I want outline to be? Primary. So simply I'll write primary. Let's save and let's see the output. So as you can see, my button color has been displayed. Here we have not written anything. So let's write it. button outline primary. Save and let's see the output. So as you can see, button outline primary. So here we had not getting outline. It has been applied to the background of the particular button. But when we just want to give outline for the button for any special kind of reason, simply we have to use button outline class and which color you want to display primary. So simply I have written here primary. And as soon as you will make hover or you will point to that button, you will see a special effect as this hover effect. We have seen in the PPT that when we use the class button outline, you can see the special effect after you hover upon it. So as you can see, as soon as I'm hovering upon it, you can see a special effect. If you want to try with some other color like dark, save. So as you can see, my particular button has been changed to dark outline, and as soon as I'll be hovering upon it, it will change to that color. If you want to try some other color like warning, so as you can see, my warning has been displayed. So likewise, you can make use of contextual color as well as outline keyword to make this particular effect. So simply button, first we have to write button, then button outline, and then warning. Our next topic is, simply I'll just copy paste this particular part, that is div section, and we will change the topic of this particular part to button size. We will keep the particular type as button only, and simply we will change first to button primary we will give. Okay, let's remove this particular class. Now simple our class is button. Now I want to make my button as large, so simply I'll write btn button. Which color I want to apply? I want to apply a primary color for my button, and then into what size I want to apply? Then I want to apply into the larger size. So simply I'll write btn again and then large. Save, reload. So as you can see, the size of this button varies. As you can see, the same content is there into both the particular button, then also the size is varying from both the button. So this is a simple use of, if you want to make your particular button large, small, you can make it. So simply I'll just copy paste this button one more time, and we will write your button SM, that is small. And as you can see, when you use the small button class, then this particular kind of effect you will be seeing into the output window. So simply we have to write each and every effect is first keyword. We have to write the first keyword as button. If you want to change color, then again button primary. If you want to give small, large, or if you want to change any size, then you have to again write button and give the keyword whichever you want to change. So this topic was simple, large, and then small. How we can align a particular button to the larger value and as well as for the smaller. And next topic is, so again we will just copy this div. Okay. And we will paste it here. We will change the heading as active and disable, active / disabled. Okay. And then simply here also we have to use the same trick. Simply we will write first the class as btn. So let's remove this class. Okay, from here also we'll just simply we have taken two button giving type as button and button. Then we will write here button. Simple, we have to provide a class button. After that, simply I'll write button to primary. And then I will give the particular word active. Simply I'll just write active, reload. See, as you can see, my particular, let's comment this part for now. Or let's delete this part. So simply, this is showing that my particular button is active. By default, your button is always active. If you don't use this keyword, then too, you will see the same effect. Okay. But if you want to make your button as disabled, so simply after this primary, after the double quotation, we will write as disabled, save. We do not want to provide any value, save, reload. So as you can see, my button is now disabled. So see the difference between, see, if I'll hover to this button, it is showing a pointer hand. And if I'll go here down, so this particular button is unclickable and it is disabled. So this is the work of disable and active. If your particular button is by default disabled, so simply you have to make use of active. And then we will reload. See, as you can see, my particular button has been activated again. So this was simply use of active and disactive. Our last topic for the button is spinner. Simply I'll just copy paste the div again, or else we will just write a div and take near div. We will apply class as container, and then inside this we will write h2 spinner class or button. Then we will take a button giving type as, or simply we will just mention class directly. Class as button, color as button primary, and then inside this button tag we have to specify span tag, inside which we will specify class, and then we will specify spinner, border, and I want my spinner border to be small. So simply spinner border, and then we have to mention SM. Let's save and let's see the output. So as you can see, my particular button is now converted as a spinner border. See, simply what we have done, we have taken one button, we have assigned that button as a type or class as button, and we have given color to my button. After that, inside the button tag, we have taken one particularly tag, that is span tag, in which we have provided a class as spinner border class, and then I wanted my particular class to be small, so I have provided that my spinner border should be small. So this was a simple how we can apply the spinner class to any kind of button. Okay, then if you want to give any name to this, so I am writing that here, loading, save, reload. So as you can see, that particularly span has been moving, that is loading, also is spinning over all the buttons. So if my particular button is in large format, that is LG, so as you can see, my particular button is also spinning through it. Now if you assign, or if you want to assign any particularly value to particular, like value to the button or heading to the button, so after the spinning tag you have to simply write loading. So you have to use span class to make your button spin, and if you want to give any particular text for the button, so simply same as the previous, inside the button tag we have to give button text. So simply here we will align the button text. So this was simply use of the button tags and button classes. So we have studied about how we can simply declare a button, how we can define button styles with the help of contextual classes like primary, secondary, success, and so on, how we can create a button outline, how we can increase and decrease the button sizes, active, disable, then and last was the spinner class. I hope you have understood. Thank you.